All right, what's up everybody? Jeremiah here, and we are back with another video here at ToyCon 2024. Today we are looking at a very new studio. I actually saw them on Facebook. This is Road 10. A lot of their figures really caught my eye, and they've got two exclusives that I wanted you guys to take a look at, and they're basically Spider-Man variants. Super excited. Let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at what these statues have to offer. Check it out. Okay, so just as a first overall look at the booth, right? You've got some game pieces here, which they've gone ahead and sculpted, but these are, I believe, these are general prints. But you've got like this nice sort of like cartoon look to their Scarlet Spider. I believe, I'm not sure, this might be like, I don't think it's 1/3, or maybe it is, but it is a bit sizable. Maybe it's 1/4, it's just the way that it kind of looks. But I do like the details that they have here. That's an overall look. But this is not exclusive to them. I believe that there might be another print of this. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you can always inquire with Road 10, right? Now, this is the one I'm really excited to look at. Oh, by the way, here's Miles Morales. This is another nice cartoon look piece. But here we've got Symbiote Spiderman. This is a 1/4 piece. I believe this is going to be a limited run, but you can already tell it's very nice and unique because you got Spider-Man in his symbiote sort of transformation, but you get sort of like the inverted Spider-Man look with the white and black, right? We start from the base here, and I love how the base is, it's a storytelling, but it doesn't take away so much from the piece itself. So you've got like this almost like he's part of like the ruins of some sort of battle, right? And you've got shading. Now again, please bear in mind this is a prototype, but it's already really well done in terms of the way you know, it's sculpted, but there will be improvements, I'm sure. You've got like this little wire effect here. I guess it's supposed to be like the sort of cement pillar that you're gonna find in like the cement pieces, and it just kind of continues on here. You've got that here on the bottom as well, and even the way the symbiote sort of stretches around the rock formation and the rock base is great. So I love the attention that they made and they gave to this. Like even the base itself, check this out. So you've got the nice sort of like structured and straight lines, but then you've got ridges here on the side, which is great. Almost like it's really part of a broken battle sequence, right? And then you've got like these little rock formations here. Differences in shading with the rock formation is cool. And that rock formation continues up here all the way around. So even here you can sort of see how it's got like this battle damage, battle worn sort of a theme going on. And also the symbiote, again, stretches all the way around. I can probably get a better look if this was out of the shelf, but from what I can tell right now, it's really, really nicely sculpted. I love the decision here. Now you're gonna see a sort of a seam here. I'm not sure if that's gonna be in the final version, but that is there. And that's kind of what sets and holds this in place. Again, for me, seams are not a big deal as long as in the long term it's structurally solid and it'll last you a long time. So I like how that is set up. Now we get to Spider-Man and his pose here. This is great. So you've got this nice sort of like symbiote Spider-Man. It goes all the way around. I believe the pegs are probably going to line up on his shoes here. That's probably where it's going to set. His hand is not attached. That hand is definitely in loading, so you can see that it's like just hovering above the rock there. And then you've got his face and the face sculpt. I love, first of all, check this out. You've got texture here, difference of texture in his suit here for the red. So you've got the texture that runs along, very reminiscent of like, you know, your classic Spider-Man suit. And then it goes to sort of like a smooth, sort of like polished sort of surface for his head here. So very nice in the way it's kind of taking control. I really like it. And I think what's nice for me is like, it's a sort of unique. You see a lot of symbiote Spider-Mans, but not so much of like a Spider-Man that is in mid-transformation for his white suit, right? You got the design of the Spider-Man logo on the back, which is a bit indented too. Nicely sculpted. I like that, and the way the lines sort of like come across. One thing I will say is, when it comes to dynamic pose, it's always tricky to kind of come up with these pieces, but the way that he's hunched over and the musculature that they use to kind of highlight that fact, while still making seem unique and natural, is really great. So hands down, in terms of the sculpt, this is already a great sort of piece. And it's like a classic Spider-Man pose, right? Like he's hanging on a wall, but different enough that it's unique, right? So you're really gonna see that, and the way that the symbiote just kind of wraps around his arm here. I wonder if this is a single piece or if it's an attachment. I can't really tell from the way it's displayed right now. It might be that it's one entire piece, but in any case, it's really great. And just the way it transitions, look at that, from his waist, his chest. You can even get a good look at his chest here. This is cool, right? The way he's sort of hunched over, and the way his mask is partly revealed, but the white, sort of white blackish venom is coming over him. So I really like this piece. If I were to just take a look at it, I mean, it definitely stands out. You got a couple pieces here, but this one in particular, the way that the base adds to it but doesn't take too much away from your character. He's right here, he's in front of you, and you can definitely appreciate everything about him. I really like this one. This is up for pre-order, but I'm not quite sure. You might have to reach out to Road 10. This is actually my first time really seeing their pieces in person, but I think it was worth it to really see, because this turned out really nice. And again, you don't get a lot of this sort of like negative, I think that's the term, negative Spider-Man. It's a bit of like negative with a bit of symbiote, but it's unique enough and it's a very nice pose. So that is their Symbiote Spider-Man from Road 10. Really great job. Shout out to the studio. Love what they're doing. This looks amazing. Okay, and so for the second statue that I wanted to take a look at, this is the one I'm really excited about because I actually saw this on their Facebook page, and I saw it for the first time. I was like, wow, the way it's done, and it's very simple, but at the same time dynamic and stands out. It's really interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. But if you're gonna take it and compare it to this one, they're pretty much, they're sizable, same scale, 1/4 scale, 1/4 scale here. Hard to say how tall this is. Maybe, I can't really say. Maybe if I find out later, I can inform. But it is pretty sizable. I mean, that right there is a 1/3 Spider-Man on their side, custom painted in this sort of like cartoon paint, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at Scarlet Spider-Man here. Now, let's go ahead and start with the base, which is always where I like to start because there's already a lot of details here. You've got this nice sort of finish that's, first of all, look at this. You've got different finishes in the building. So you've got this nice sort of like brick layer with brown, which even the way that this is painted, see, you can see like differences in shading in the brown. You've got like a darker brown here, it goes a bit lighter on the corner, so it gives you more of that wear and tear. And even here, right along the side there, the way this is sculpted to kind of give you like a realistic, like sort of a look, like it is like an actual building, is great. And then you've got like this sort of like metallic look, which is supposed to kind of represent like the risers, right? Like he's up high in the building. It's like this nice sort of metallic paint. But even this, look at this, the imperfections in the way that they kind of painted it, splatters of black, darker metal gray here, a bit of a lighter reflective gray here, as well as continuing on the side there. And then you're gonna see like a little bit of rust just in the top of the, at the top of his platform here, a little bit of rust here on the corner. That's really well done. And the rust continues on. You're gonna find the rust here, you're gonna find it on that pipe that goes around. And even the pipe, they spared no expense in terms of like painting it. So you've got like this nice darker pipe, but even the pipe here, or like the, what do you call this? Like the thing that holds the pipe in place, is a different texture. And look, it even has a little bit of a battle damage to it too, which is awesome. So you're gonna see that run around the piece. Really like the way that even the base itself gets enough attention. And look at this, look at that, wow. You got rusted bolts with the way it's painted in each corner of the piece. You've got the rust that runs along here. You've got difference of shading in terms of like the brown, sorry, the gray and the lighter gray. Really cool stuff, and how it just really enriches the piece. It'd be simple to just kind of paint the whole thing gray, but the fact that they went into detail and painted it in different ways adds to it. I don't see if I can get a shot here, but this is the side of the piece here. Okay, so you're gonna see this nicer like metal placard, I think, that latches on. Just gives you the overall feel of the sort of building that they're sitting on. And then you've got the wall here, which even that has its own sort of details. You've got bricks, and even the bricks are not perfect, right? So you've got marks in the brick to give you a little bit of wear and tear, broken brick here on the side. The way that this is sort of darker on the side, really nice sort of imperfection here. A little bit of spacing as well between the bricks. I mean, there's a lot that goes into this. And then you've got the side here of the wall, which that itself is not just like a plain gray. You've got, looks like dust or, indentations here as well. Bit of battle damage, right? But that's great. Look at the way that's painted. So, guys, we're just looking at the wall and we're looking at the base, so this is great. Now let's get into the piece themselves. So you've got the base, let's go into Spider-Man here. So can't quite remember what the Spider-Man's called, but I do like the suit. He looks really cool. Now I did get the chance to speak with the owner of the studio. A couple fixes that they're gonna do. Number one, this wall, I don't know if you can tell, it's a bit slanted. They're gonna fix that, and that's gonna be up straight after the prototype is done. His hand also right now is detached. It kind of is floating there, but that is eventually gonna detach. So only thing that's really gonna attach are his legs here to the wall, right? And then you've got this Spider-Man here. And he's got a nice simple pose, but I think it complements. I was saying earlier that, when I was speaking with the owner, I love how this has a bit of like negative space, like it kind of complements. It goes high over here, you got a character there, and then it goes down low. So the way that this is designed is really great. So you've got black and red suit Spider-Man here. I do know that the eyes are gonna be a bit more glossy, I think. It's gonna be more of like a glossy sort of effect. But if you check out the back of his suit there, okay, it's a bit indented, and it's got it's individually sculpted, which is great. And then you're gonna see the texture. It's different, right? So you got different textures here on the leg with the seam line that runs. This is a nice sort of design that they added. Again, a shout out to the paint too, because look at this. You've got plain red, and then you've got like this sort of like darkish red that goes in the middle to kind of add more shading to it, which is really cool. But that just goes all the way around. And then you've got the part of his chest here, which is really indented. It's just really cool to see Spider-Man in this outfit with the reds and his musculature. I can see, look, right here, this is really tricky to do. When you have like, you show abs, but you do it in such a way that it's like in a dynamic sort of motion. It's really great. So the textures are different on the suit from the emblem, which is a nice contrast. I really like that. And that's actually also different from the top part of his suit here, which is in black. Even this, it's a very simple sort of approach, but look, like the way that there's like a break here. I don't know if you can see, there's a break here, right? It's just a nice little like subtle suit design, which adds a little more to the piece. It's really cool. Again, more texture here on the glove and the part of his arm that's slinging back here. It's a really nice overall pose for this black suit Spider-Man, black and red suit, I should say. Those are look at his hands, the soles of his feet, right? It's really cool. Just when you look at it overall, even without the Scarlet Spider-Man here, that piece in and of itself is a really nice way to kind of cement it. It's an awesome addition to this piece. But that's not just the only piece we have. We've got really Scarlet Spider-Man here, which I think is the highlight. It's always really tricky to find a nice looking Scarlet Spider-Man, but I think this one is really well done. You've got, okay, well, let's start first with the legs, right? So you've got his, even this, look, you got different textures, bit of a smoother texture here. So the suit design is great. You've got a brighter red here, which goes to a darker maroon. And even the lines that you see here, those are individually painted and different color. So you got like 3 shades of reds going on here, outside of the fact that you also have shading, which is cool. Then you've got like this little, I don't know what you call that. It's like his, the cuff link, or like the part that goes across his ankle bracelet. Really cool detail here. I'm not quite sure in the story how this applies, but I'm sure there's a reason for why Scarlet Spider-Man wears that. But you can take a look. You got even look at this. Can you see that? There's individual stitching, guys. Individual stitching across the bottom part of his ankle here, which is really great. This is really well done. And again, we're just looking at the prototype here, so you're probably going to see more changes and more improvements, but even just the way this is already designed is great. You can see the bit of a lift here on his shoe, which I think just adds more of a, it'd be easy to just make it flat, but I kind of like that, because you got to imagine the Spider-Man isn't, he's on his toes. Let me clear that there. He's on his toes a lot, so it's almost like he's ready to spring into action. So I like how that is raised. I just noticed that now. That's cool. Now you get to his leg part here. The design is great. The way that the indentations on his leg here. Let me see if I can get a better shot here. There you go. All right. It's really great. So the musculature, hands down, is really well done. It's a really nice sculpt, and then even the design. And if you even take a look at his belt here, there's just a lot. You've got metallic sort of a look with the leather sort of look, almost like a nice yellowish, brownish mixture, and then the metal and the differences in what you're gonna find in his utility belt is really cool. From the utility belt, we go to his vest here, or his like a short sleeve sort of a top. I think there's something that goes here. We'll have to check that out in the final edition. But first of all, if you just look at the texture and how different his top is from here, it's really nice. Really gives it this nice sort of like look of a actual clothing piece that is separated from the rest of his suit. And then you've got his hand pose here, his classic sort of pose with his hand and all the sort of the bells and whistles that go along with it. He's got like his bullets lined up, his arm. The way this extends, this is a really nice sculpt. Can't believe how well designed it is. I love that, and obviously there might be more improvements, but from what I can tell so far, it's really cool. You've got the indentations, the lines, the details, the arm, the way his shoulder runs, and then you've got just, look at that, shadowing here on the back, the striations in the muscles. Oh, this is great. Again, you're gonna see some paint stuff here. Again, this is just prototype, but I can imagine that in the final version, it'll look really amazing. And then you've got his head here. Head sculpt, nice, clean look. A little bit of shading and also subtle details here, even with the way the suit is designed and the way the suit, or this part, kind of tucks into his suit here. It looks like this is how you also attach it. So a nice sort of like seam line here to kind of maybe when you I don't know if it's gonna become as one piece or if the head really attaches on. But from what I can tell and from what I've heard, this is gonna be like no switch outs. What you get is what you get, which I think is great because then you know the direction you're gonna get. So that is a look at the eyes. The way his hand is sort of planted there on the wall. Again, it is detached. But there's just so much to talk about here. I'm already really excited for what I see so far. But again, this is 1/4 scale Scarlet Spider-Man and the black and red suit Spider-Man duo piece. All together in this nice looking diorama. It reminds me of this, like the Comic-Con sideshow Spider-Man piece, which is classic. But it has sort of like a hint to that, but it's its own thing as well. Almost like an improved version, and you get 2 Spider-Man. So if you own that one, and if you collect 1/4 Marvel Spider-Man, I think that this is one to get. I really love the way that this one turned out. Two characters, right, and 1 statue. Amazing sculpt, great paint job, and art direction on this one. Super like it. Shout out to Road 10. Nice work, guys. All right, everybody, we are back home from ToyCon, and I hope you guys enjoyed that preview of Road 10 Studios lineup that is coming up. I, for one, am super excited. And in fact, I went ahead and placed my first pre-order with them. So I gotta say, it's definitely worth it, especially from what I've seen. And I'm sure that that was just a prototype, and they're gonna make more improvements, paint application, structural tweaks, and all of that. It's gonna be great. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you want a look at more of Road 10, or maybe place your pre-order while there are slots available, go ahead and hit up Road 10 on Facebook. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
What you running from, Let me talk my piece. Ain't nobody out doing me on my own thing except that. Took a couple years, had a setback. Went back to the drawing board, put the pen back. Left that out by the bed where I slept at, just in case I might forget that. And they don't get that, hitting me up like you don't text back. Real friends get it, I don't sweat that. Too busy trying to turn Jetta to a S-Class, get lab. Turn a backpack to a jetpack.